Welcome to our Places of Interest adventure with Getting Lost. Today, we're doing part 2 of our Bridges of the Singapore River adventure. And we'll be visiting 2 bridges. So, let's get to it. Let's go, go, go! Okay, so the first bridge we're going to visit is called Anderson Bridge, and it's actually very close to the Esplanade Bridge that we covered previously. Okay, so you see all these iron works, the steel works that you actually see here. These steel works was actually fabricated in Britain and shipped all the way from Britain to Singapore, and it was used to build this bridge. This bridge was actually opened in 1910 and it's actually called Anderson Bridge. Anderson Bridge is actually named after John Anderson, who was the governor of the Straits Settlement and the High Commissioner for the Federated Malay States. And this bridge was actually created because the bridge previously, before that, Kavanaugh Bridge, could no longer accommodate the growing vehicular and pedestrian traffic that was happening due to the growth of the port. So they built this bridge to help alleviate the traffic for the Cavanaugh Bridge, and it's actually quite a impressive bridge, if I must say so myself. So this bridge actually helped to connect Commercial Square, which is actually present-day Raffles Place, and the General Post Office to Empress Place, which is actually where all the governmental offices were. And it's actually quite close to the next bridge that we're going to look at, which is called Cavanaugh Bridge. And over here you can see some of the old governmental office. Okay, so this is Cavanaugh Bridge. Okay, this Cavanaugh Bridge used to be in service to connect Commercial Square, which is now called Raffles Place, with the governmental quarters, which is behind me. Okay, and as you can see now, these are actually some bronze sculptures that shows kids jumping into the water. This is what the kids that used to live around this area used to do, but not now. Now in modern Singapore, the kids don't do that. And this is one of the reminder of the times, okay, when after Anderson Bridge was built. Okay, so they moved some of the traffic away from this bridge. Oh, and one more interesting thing, you see this coat of arms here on the cross beams. This is actually the Kavanaugh family coat of arms from the Kavanaugh family. Okay, so basically Kavanaugh Bridge is actually, a lot of people think that it's actually a suspension bridge, but it's actually more like a cable stayed bridge, which is slightly different than a suspension bridge. And a bit of history about it. It was actually completed in 1869. It was named after William Orfield Cavanaugh, who was the last governor of the Strait Settlement under British India Company control. This is actually one of the oldest surviving bridge crossing, the bridge that is actually surviving, one of the oldest surviving bridge across the Singapore River. Okay, and this was also the last major works that used Indian convicts to complete it. Okay, the steel structures you see here were actually imported from Glasgow, and the same company that actually did the steelworks here also did the steelworks for Lau Pa Sat, or it was actually named previously the Lok Ayer Market. Okay, and as you see the sign here, it says it prohibits vehicles with the anyway, one thing you need to know about this bridge is that even though it was designed to cross the river, but they actually had a unfortunate design flaw that it was actually built too low. So when they built it too low, it didn't actually make allowance for the tides, and because of that, here's the sculptures again. As I was saying, so it didn't make any allowances for the tide. So even as late as 1983, the bumboats, which used to ply the trade along this river here, had to wait for low tide before they can actually make their way under the bridge. And here is another bronze sculpture similar to the kids jumping into the water you saw earlier, which actually is actually of a cat with two kittens. This is one of the little items that most people miss out when they cross the river, which I find it gives a bit of the charm to the bridge. Okay. And here are some other bronze sculpture, and this one is of a bullock cart. The bullock cart where they used to transfer items and also water. So while you are walking across and along the Singapore River, I thought you may be a bit peckish, and maybe I would like to introduce some food to you. So you can either walk along the river from Cavanaugh Bridge to find the location, or you can click the link now to find how to get there from Raffles Place MRT station. Anyway, so you keep walking along the route until you see this bird. So you'll be crossing the bridge until you are at the Fullerton Hotel side of the river, and then you walk along the river until you see this bird. Okay, after you see this bird, you turn left. Okay, you turn left, you actually notice that there's an open space in between the building, an open area, so you need to walk across the open area, and after the open area you actually see a road. Okay, so once you reach the road, you just need to turn right and walk along the road. For those who actually have watched my previous food adventure to Market Street Food Centre, or more commonly known as Golden Shoe Food Centre, you will notice across the road was where we actually walk across to find the place. So you'll be walking across there and then turn left and cross over here. Okay, so basically after you turn left, on your right will be Market Street, and we need to cross this road to reach this place here, which is actually Market Street Food Centre, or more commonly known as Golden Shoe Food Centre. So I'll be placing a link for you for my review of this place. So what you do is you just click on the link and you can have a review of Market Street Food Centre, but I will not be going there today. I will be going to another place which is actually along here. So this is one of the entrance of the Market Street Food Centre. You can actually go here and walk up the stairs to the second floor or the third floor. This is actually a 2-level food centre. We're not going to walk. We're not going to visit there today. We're going to continue walking down. And here is another entrance to the food centre. But we're still not going there. We're going to continue walking down. And here we are. We are at Mei Hua food court. Basically, the difference between a food court and a food centre is that most of the time a food court will have air conditioning. And this is one of our old favourites, Ah Heng curry chicken noodle. I actually ate it at Hong Lim Food Centre. You can click here to see the video. And if you like spicy food, I recommend you to try this because this is one of the better food here. We are actually at this shop called Xin Jie. Basically, they sell chicken rice. Okay, they have the usual roast chicken or the Hainanese chicken, which you can try. But what I'm here to try is the Thai style chicken rice. Or they have another one which is called a lemon chicken rice. Okay. Basically, the Thai style chicken rice is actually a fusion version of chicken rice, where they combine Chinese chicken rice, which is the rice itself, with a chicken cutlet, with a sweet and sour and spicy Thai sauce. The rice itself is nice and bouncy, and it has the chicken oil in it, so it's quite tasty. And if you like sweet and spicy sauce with your chicken, this is something new for you to try. Next store is actually Sin Heng homemade noodles. Basically, it's a healthy version of a noodle dish. Okay, so basically you have a clear soup broth. Okay, and then you have handmade noodles, handmade noodles. And then with a lot of green vegetables, you have deep fried anchovies and then deep fried shallots. And then what I like to do is there's an egg inside there. I like to actually break up the yolk to thicken the soup up, and then there's also some minced meat in it. The noodles itself is quite bouncy, and it's actually quite healthy. And if you like noodles, this is a good noodle dish for you to try. Overall, quite okay. So I hope you enjoyed the part 2 of our places of interest adventure. We visit 2 bridges, the Anderson Bridge and the Cavanaugh Bridge, full of history, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you see, click a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and join me next time for part 3. Bye bye.